Welcome back to my film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And we're going to look at a third season. Yeah, and when we say season here in the UK, we mean series, and usually that means possibly about 6 episodes is what we get with this. So we're going to look at series 3 or season 3 of Afterlife. Please, if you're new to the channel, don't forget, push that subscribe button, push that bell notification and give us your thumbs up. And we are monetized now, guys, so please, if you can help us out by following any of the links to the ads or watching some of the ads, that'll help me out with the channel going forward, so that'll be great. And my apologies, I've got a dental malfunction at the moment. I'm quite conscious of it, so I just thought I'd mention it. I'm not always this goofy and a big gap in my teeth there, but a chipped tooth, so bear with me till I get it sorted. But I do mention it because I'm always conscious of it. That's just how I am. Bit like characters in this series, isn't it? We're a bit self-conscious of things. But let's have a talk about Afterlife. Yes, series 3. If you've not watched 1 and 2, absolutely no point whatsoever in just watching series 3. Get back and watch it. If you don't like series 1 and 2, you're not going to like 3. So it's as simple as that, because it's more of the same. And yeah, we'll talk about if it's more of the same or better in a little moment. 6 30-minute approximately episodes. I watched it on Netflix as at the, what date are we today? Yeah, the 16th of January 2022. So I sort of binge watch it. It doesn't take long to watch 6 30-minute episodes, does it, guys? Just like a big film, isn't it? A long film. So I watched it over a couple of days. Internet Movie Database, well, it's doing pretty well. As you know, it's obviously Tony, isn't it? If you've seen series 1 and 2 of Tony, he's obviously lost his wife. Still trying to live with that. He's obviously a reporter for a local paper, and he's basically just trying to move on. And obviously, as this series has moved on, we've introduced some interesting characters as well. And so we've not just got Tony to enjoy or dislike in equal measure. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But you've got other characters as well that, again, that some are quite unlikable, but in a way they all become likable by the end of this series, because it is supposed to be the finale. This is supposed to be the last series, so not great. And at this point in time, it will be the last series. There's no hint at all that it'll be Ricky Gervais will be dragged out and produce any more of these, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, the episodes themselves, Internet Movie Database, score anywhere between 7.7 and 9.5. And interestingly enough, and I totally agree with this, how it's split, they're actually improving score as the episodes go along. So, for instance, episode 1 scores 7.7, episode 2 7.9, episode 3 8.2, episode 4 8.4, episode 5 8.6, and a marvellous 9.5 for episode 6. But we'll talk about that again in a minute as well. So my little thoughts on it. I mean, Tony himself, it is an anomaly, isn't he? Let's be honest about it. And I suppose that makes it a must-watch. Sometimes I do dislike him a hell of a lot, and sometimes I just want to be his best mate. I just want to give him a shake, and that's how it's supposed to be. And that's entirely how he's supposed to come over. And similar in some of the other characters that are portrayed in this. Again, some you need to give a shake, some you perhaps need to give a slap to, but all of them are sort of friend material. But I mean, I say friend material, you're pushing it a bit, 1 or 2 of them, but they all have a nice side. Is that human life? I'm not too sure. Perhaps Ricky Gervais writes human life like that. I do feel for, obviously, the character Emma. Obviously, he's not his love interest, because he can't. His love interest is unfortunately his dead wife. But Emma, I do feel so sorry for her. And again, in this, you just know that you just know it may not work out. I'm not going to give too many spoils away if you've not seen it yet. You must just know it may not work out. It might, but you want Emma, whichever way it goes, to find love, because you really do feel sorry for her. She's the least in this program. The least, what's the word? Offensive. Yeah, I mean, some of the others can be offensive and okay, but Emma's just isn't. Emma's wonderful. Emma can do no wrong. So you obviously have a great desire to see her finding love. Basically, that's what you want her to do. And of course, as I said, some of the stuff is shockingly funny. Some of the stuff is very, very poignant, and it continues to work episode after episode, as it's done for the first 2 series. That's what I'm saying. Some people, I've seen critique today that people posted saying it's boring. They don't understand it. Ricky Gervais is some of the worst stuff he's done, etc. But it is just more of what we know. If you love and enjoy Afterlife 1 and 2. series 1 and 2, you'll like this. You'll laugh, you'll cringe, you'll wince, and it even brings a tear to the eye. So it's all in the space of about 5 minutes. I did write that on Twitter. I did tweet that before. It just so many emotions you can feel watching an episode of this, and it's not just an episode. All that can happen within 5 minutes of any of the episodes. Episode, interesting enough, by episode 2 or 3, I was thinking it's good. I was enjoying it, but I was enjoying it for the characters I know and the sort of humour. But it always getting just a little bit samey for me. I was thinking, it's not progressing this at all. But then as we get to the last half of the series, so certainly episodes 5 and 6, but perhaps from number 4. You get more poignancy and it gets more effective from a, not a laughing out loud point of view, but from a poignant point of view. It becomes something a little bit more again. So it loses that samey feel. And don't get me wrong, series 1 and 2 had that sort of poignancy as well. But I think this, because it's coming to an end, because it's coming to the end of its run, the end of its life, if you like, it sort of hits you. It hits you certainly those last 2.5 episodes, 3 episodes. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the CUNT word. I never have been. It's not a word. I have used it. Don't get me wrong. And perhaps had a couple of beers of football. I have used it in a song if other fans are singing it. I've sung it myself, but it's not a word I like. It's there. It's there. Excuse me. It's there for effect, and that's all it's there for. So as long as you accept that and accept it for what it is, it's fine. But as I said, I'm not a big fan of it, and it does not ruin it, but it does sort of put a little bit of a damper on it for me, but only a very small damper on the basis of what we see. So that, just as I said, it makes me cringe, wince, smile, laugh and cry all within about 5 minutes. So that just about sums it up for me. So my thoughts, it was getting just a little bit samey. We're pretty much knocked on the head certainly by episode 5, and a superb, in my opinion, episode 6. If I was going to mark this, and we'll talk about Mrs. Gervais and whether he's going to do another series. If I was going to mark this, I mean, I don't give things 10 out of 10, as you know, guys. But obviously that episode 6, I would probably push it. I would probably, a 10 out of 10 for me in footballing terms. I don't think I've ever given a film or a drama 10 out of 10. In footballing terms, I'll call it the Sergio Aguero 93-20 moment. That is a 10 out of 10 moment for me. And so in footballing terms, episode 6 of the Afterlife series 3 gets a 10 out of 10 for me. It does. It gets out a 10 out of 10. But obviously the whole series won't, because obviously it's not quite as good as that episode 6. And I think the fact I didn't know it was the last one until after I'd watched it as well. It's not so I went into it thinking, this is the last ever episode. I didn't know. I didn't realise Gervais had said he wasn't going to do any more. So I'm quite realistic and honest in that 10 out of 10 appraisal. But overall, the series, if you allow for everything else, I'm going to give the series as such, series 3, 8 out of 10. I probably wouldn't give the other 2 any more, or particularly any less than that. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 score. One question, before we finish, guys, one question about series 4. Ricky Gervais said, I've really got to end it now, he said. It's mad to end it now, but it seems mad on every level. But then he went on, never say never, he said diplomatically. You never know what's going to happen. At the moment, I'm 99% sure, so that's not 100%, is it, that this should be it. I don't think I can top that ending. It's a great ending. It's there forever. I'll always be around. People are watching it for the 10th time, and hopefully they're going to be watching it when I'm dead. I think it's the right decision to leave it there. In 10 years' time, I think I'll be proved right. Well, hopefully you'll be alive, mate, and I'm here to still be here to enjoy it as well. My little thoughts on that. I think things like, he's got previous, obviously he's done lots of things where he sort of stops after 2 or 3 episodes, and this is the big difference between the UK perhaps in the US. If you look at something like The Office, again, Ricky Gervais, it was brilliant, and there's only so many episodes, but in America, what they did, they took that basic episode and they turned it into a season after season after season, and you get, you've got multiple episodes of quality comedy now. But the thing is, in America, they have more than one comedy writer, don't they? They have quite a few taking over a new series, new ones would come in. And obviously, in the UK, it tends to be, you think it's a Fawlty Towers, it tends to be sort of one guy and say a hoppo, if you like, someone else with them writing these things. Of course, in Fawlty Towers, I can't remember the lady's name now, but obviously John Cleese also had the young girl who was obviously played the the housekeeper in the series that writing as well. So it is, you are limited by who you are, but I think, I think they can get more like Fawlty Towers. Yeah, we've got 12 wonderful, fantastic episodes that'll never be forgotten, but it would have been nice to have, say, 24 or 30, wouldn't it? And I think they could have probably done it, and it still be as loved as it is now. And exactly the same for this, exactly the same for what Ricky Gervais does. I'm not saying I like Ricky Gervais as a character. I like his stuff he writes. I'm not going to say I think he's a wonderful person. I don't know him personally, but based on what I've seen in interviews, etc. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment. I'm saying for that. But for Ricky Gervais himself, if you wrote 24 of these or 30 of them, would it be any worse? Probably not. But as I say, we've all got a limit, haven't we? So anyway, that's my little thoughts. That's my little soapbox. I would love a few more, but we are restricted, of course, in the UK by numbers of writers, etc. But if Ricky Gervais goes and does something else, that's fair enough. We'll enjoy that as well. But such a shame that this might be the last one. Let me know what you think, guys. Anyway, as I said, not everyone's positive on this. I have seen some poor reviews on Internet Movie Database left over the last couple of days. A lot of criticism of Ricky Gervais and him as a person, never mind him as a writer, if you like, which is obviously personal stuff at the end of the day. I just look to be entertained on the screen. I don't particularly look at what the guy is, as long as he's not a murderer or a whatever. People are what they are. I take people for what they are. We're not all the same personalities, are we? So some of us are up ourselves. Some of us are very kind and caring, and some of us are just something in between. There you go. Anyway, soapbox over, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the Afterlife Series 3. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More important, let's all look after each other. So we meet here again on the Film and TV channel. I only ask one thing. So it's just one simple thing, isn't it? Please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.